Welcome to the best location in the nation, Sunny Isles. Well, I might be biased, but I really don't give a fuck. Today, we're going to be talking about crypto. And the reason we're going to be talking about crypto is because I had a successful NFL Sunday. I went 8-4 against the line, pat my ass on the back. But see, we like to make fucking money in a lot of different ways. Okay, I mean, shalom to all my people out there. We like to make money in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's sports betting, sometimes it's something else, and sometimes it's crypto. And that is the reason these gentlemen are here, right here with me. Introduce yourself.
What is going on, you guys? My name is Dollar Cost Crypto. Been in crypto since 2016 and co-founded the Crypto Mindset course with Charlie.
My name is Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. Also co-founded the Crypto Mindset course. Been in crypto since 2017, and met this fine fellow GG33 over here, and we've been having a good time ever since.
You know, when it comes down to people, whenever you talk to people, you usually get a good idea of what they do.
Right.
If you talk to someone who's a police officer, he's going to tell you about the people he pulled over, all the stuff he's done as a cop. If you talk to a guy who plays sports, he's going to tell you about going on the road. With these two, 24/7 crypto. Again, I've been around very few people who actually talk about this stuff to the level of these two. So I thought we'd do something interesting today. I thought we'd go through different coins, and you guys, being the experts that you are, could tell us what you guys think of them.
Yay or nay?
Let me start with my good friends at XRP.
Right.
Let me start with my good friends at XRP who think this is going to 1,000 a coin. You guys been saying this shit for fucking years. It's always something else with you fucking clowns. Every single time. Did I not tell you you were going to win the lawsuit? Did I not tell you? And what else I tell you? It won't matter. Oh, Gary, you're fucking crazy. They're going to win the lawsuit. It's going straight to the moon. No, it's not, you dumbass. So, again, I have a special relationship with the crypto people. The same way, God has a special relationship with, people who are infidels and stuff like that. You got to talk down to them. So, now that we got that out the way, do you have any words about XRP?
I mean, they're friends of yours, obviously, right?
Of course.
But who needs enemies when you have friends like that?
Of course, 100%, brother.
With XRP, man, I mean, dude. Now, I don't like any coin that's being sued. Like any coin that's getting sued by the SEC, that's some bullshit, because they're like, if they ever win a lawsuit against any crypto coins, it's just negative for the whole space. So I'm with the XRPs on that. But personally, like, I was brought up in crypto to be like, you control your own keys. Fuck the banks. It's all about creating our decentralized world. And these dudes are over here essentially just bowing down to every country and working with every bank, or trying to work with every bank.
They had Ben Bernanke give a speech at one of their conferences.
Right.
He's the reason why Bitcoin exists.
Literally.
Is it true or not true that these XRP people use examples about all these famous people who used to work for the SEC or for the government who now work for Ripple,
right?
And they constantly use this as a point that, guess what, this shit's going to the moon. Look at all these people who are behind it. That's a constant argument I hear from these people.
That's a dumbass argument. But the smart ass argument, which is not, I mean, literally, right? The smart argument for them is, they have a bank in Japan called SBI Japan, which has an executive board, which is run from Japan, but through South Korea and Southeast Asia, right? So their goal over the last 2 or 3 years has been, okay, we want Ripple to be used in lieu of the SWIFT system among Northern Asian to Southeast Asian countries, right? So Ripple's actually getting adopted for that. And then for central bank digital currencies, it's actually the technology of Ripple and Ethereum is getting used by central bank digital currencies. Now, that doesn't mean Ripple's bad or good. It just means their technology is useful, right? But if you look at the tokenomics of the coin, and you do look at the charts as well, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before when we saw the price at the biggest win that they've had in 3 years and the price went up to what, like 80 cents or
80,
something like that.
90 cents, some stuff. But
Now it's back down.
to 50.
Now it's back down to 50. It's probably going to 20 or 30
No.
cents.
Oh yeah.
20 to 30 cents? Oh my God. But wait a second. All these people say it's the next it coin.
Well, here's the thing, right? The Ripple Asia has actually gotten Ripple to be used, but by Ripple getting used more doesn't necessarily mean the price is going to pump.
Right.
Right. So
is that what they think it's going to happen?
Well, yeah, but they think that is going to happen when the whole world adopts Ripple in that way. That's been the thing they've been saying since 2017. Now we have actual real world adoption starting to happen on it, right? And not much is happening. Now, I do think Ripple will pump in the bull market. It'll have its run, but Ripple always does these moves of like 1-2 months. It shoots up like crazy and then it dies. So it's a coin that, you know, if you're going to anticipate an alt season, you can gamble on it a little bit, but as soon as you make any profit on it, I take that shit.
Yeah, because you have the other thing too. You've had people.
So you can't be thinking, I'm gonna 5-10x this thing.
No,
not on a quick flip,
and not long term.
Not long term either.
No.
So there's not going to be any 10 flips with this motherfucker, huh?
There'll be flips, but they'll be very quick.
Quick, like a prostitute, in and out.
Exactly.
It's because they haven't activated anything on the blockchain on its network in order to burn tokens or add a buy and burn something to contract and destroy supply.
Right.
They haven't done that. And also as well too, like XRP and Ripple are like separate entities, and basically the mothership essentially sells off XRP to make money to pay everybody off. So they're kind of doing like almost like a chain link grift where they're selling coins off for a long time in order to pay for everything. I mean, and then when people found out, then we were doing this, but oh well. It is what it is.
Kind of like when they said the vaccine, if you get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID.
Right.
And afterwards, that doesn't matter anymore. Stuff like that?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, makes sense, man.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we got the trash out the way by XRP, let's talk about some real cryptos. What do you think is in Bitcoin's future?
In terms of what?
What's
Price?
the price? Give us a
Okay,
whole nine.
so I'll give you my worst and best case scenarios for the next bull market. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, between spring to at latest November of 2025, right? Bitcoin's going to hit at least $81,000 in my humble opinion, right? That's good. New all-time high. If it hits that before 2025, timing is really important in this equation as well, right? So if we get a high, whatever the high is in terms of price, if we get a high before 2025 and we don't continue to go up in 2025, that's what we call a left translated 4-year cycle, meaning the high is before the 2-year mark of the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle just began here last November. So after November of 2024, if we don't continue to make new highs, right, then we're going to have a longer bear market than we've had pretty much in Bitcoin's history before.
What are the percentages of that happening in your mind?
Right now, I would call it a maybe 10% chance because it's never happened like that for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's usually gone into year 3 of the 4-year cycle, which would be 2025, as well as the last one was 2021.
Right.
And so it's unlikely, but there are, a few aspects that could happen, right? If, like, for example, we had like a black swan event for macroeconomics and just everything got pulled down for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Exactly, a perfect storm. But anyways, going back to the main case, right? So 81,000 minimum. My highest price for Bitcoin in the end of 2025 is...
So 81,000 is minimum.
For me.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Based on Bitcoin's history, trend, and cycles.
And that's a pretty shitty bull market.
Okay, and what would you think would be the top then, if that's
the top is about $160,000.
160,000.
Yeah.
And then if you want a mid-range one, it'd be about 105, 110, 115,000.
Is it safe to say he speaks for you too?
Yeah, on this, 100%.
We agree on this one.
Let's talk about something you guys disagree on.
Interesting. What do we disagree on?
I
guess we slightly have differences of opinion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we vehemently disagree with anything in particular, but like Matic, for example.
Right, Matic's one, yeah. Right,
Matic is one that is getting adopted. Chart doesn't look too bad, right? I'm more of a chartist. He's more of a fundamentalist. The ones that go and blow up buildings, right? But all jokes aside,
Top 7.
Anyway,
careful, they got money too. Careful.
I'm just joking, right? But, I'm TA, tits and ass, right? No, I'm joking. Technical analysis, right? So my side, I look more at the chart. And so with Matic, back in 2019, you could tell they were doing pump and dumps on their chart. So I was telling everybody at that time that it was basically, if you were going to get in, it was kind of like Ripple at the time. Get in quickly. When it's low, let it pump up, sell the fuck out of it, never return again. For the most part, right? But just over 2021, they basically started changing what they were doing, and they started becoming positive towards ETH, meaning they're going to latch onto Ethereum as a barnacle on that ship, and they're going to help Ethereum lower its fees by having people who can run Ethereum-based code on top of Matic, basically. So, for example,
doesn't that leave a lot of room for potential criminal activity?
No.
No, okay.
No, it just basically reduces Ethereum fees.
They can turn the chain on and off.
Right, and so that's useful.
So if you can turn it on and off, doesn't you can't?
No.
You can't?
Well, depending. So like something like depending on some of these L2s, there is ways to turn it off, but
they can turn themselves off, but they can't turn Ethereum.
They can't turn Ethereum. They can't turn Ethereum off.
Okay.
But the reason why I think it's interesting is because Disney, Nike, big companies basically are using them as a layer 2. And so there will be adoption. You will make money. It'll probably make you as much money as AVAX.
Yeah.
I see them kind of doing similar returns. But on a technical level as well in terms of fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
You weren't liking it as much.
Oh, no. It's just because like the team's done some pretty shady shit in the past, especially early on. Like they were, before they became an L2, they were basically like a scaling solution for video games. And then a lot of the companies that were kind of helping in the video game space, like Decentraland, they really didn't do anything for them,
right?
Like at all, and they just kind of took the money and just ran.
Okay, fellas, listen. Let's talk about coins I actually know something about, man. You guys are talking about stuff like in the minor leagues. I have no idea. So let's talk about major league coins, because I'm sure my audience will at least know the top ones out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. The least bottom of the barrel one that I know is like number 68. What's Cash at now? 68, 69, somewhere in the market cap. So let's talk about the top market cap ones. We talked about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum. Okay. What are your thoughts on Ethereum? Top, low, best scenarios, worst case.
So right now,
this is where I got my money in too. Okay. So now this is important. Fuck those XRP people. I want to know about this.
Yep.
All right. So Ethereum's going to do really well this cycle, really well. Basically, they had two big upgrades. They had EIP 1559, which is basically every time they do a transaction, they take a little bit of the fee you paid and they burn it away. So it means like every time you go and fill up for gas, as an example, like you pay $100 on a gas tank, $1 of it, $5 of it gets burnt away. Right?
Burnt away in what?
Because they instead, because that money is getting paid to miners, or that's getting paid to the node operators.
Okay.
What they do is instead they just take it and just throw it away. It gets burned away. It doesn't exist anymore. So slowly, that's kind of like over time as transactions are happening, it's actually lowering the supply of Ethereum ever down. So basically, there's no more growth.
So it's deflation.
It's deflationary. Correct.
Why is that good?
Less tokens means people have to compete more for the same token, so they have to pay more for each token. So it ends up driving the price up over time.
Okay. So that's good. Has this been done on purpose?
Yes.
Absolutely. When was this implemented?
What was it?
September of last year, middle of September.
Yeah. So
has the price gone up significantly since then?
It's doubled.
Okay.
Doubled in price, yeah.
So what would be the negatives of something like that?
You do have a little bit more centralization because it's going from the proof of work to proof of stake. So proof of work requires more people, like miners, basically. Proof of stake only requires you to take your coins and say you're not going to move them. So you put them in a smart contract and you lock it for a certain period of time that you agree upon. So the miners have to solve an algorithm, spend computing power to get Bitcoin, right? Whereas Ethereum used to work like that before last September. Now all you have to do to get the Ethereum reward is have a lot of Ethereum and lock it up. So
I see.
The rich get richer.
The rich get richer.
And basically that reduces decentralization a little bit. Not super significantly, but enough to where, because Ethereum also has a person, you could right? Politically, he's met Putin in person because Vitalik Buterin is Russian by descent, right?
28 life path, well over.
Right. And so basically he, what do you call it? He could get pressured by a government to change things on his chain, whereas nobody knows who the hell created Bitcoin, so it's a lot harder to try to manipulate that. So those two things combined, that Bitcoin's technically more decentralized, but then also has people that are less accessible.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, and that's honestly what I want to hear from you guys. Make it make sense.
Yeah,
right.
Because that's what I've done with numerology. I've made sense. You got to bring this down to people's level, and I hear a lot of these crypto guys, they're not really good at articulating what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah. Not that that's any different than most people are. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen in most fields, but what's number 3 right now after Ethereum?
It's stablecoins. I mean,
stablecoins.
Yeah. We can pull up the list for you. I mean, Dogecoin's pretty much up there.
Oh, I mean, you mean must pump and dump, right?
Yeah,
of course, exactly.
So the next real crypto would be BNB token.
Yeah, Binance Chain.
Okay, so talk to us about Binance Chain.
All right, it's a great token. It's basically the economic token behind all of Binance and stuff. It's used for like borrowing and lending and stuff as collateral. I think you also generate some some fees from his exchanges and stuff from it and stuff. But
you get lowered fees.
You lowered fees, right? But one thing about BNB token is the same thing. If something happens to CZ, it's in trouble. Yeah. Right, that's one super centralized, but because he has the world's biggest exchange and things like that, a lot of supplies locked up. A lot of people really do believe in him and everything, so it ends up doing very good in price. It was one of the best performing coins in the bear market last time. It didn't drop that much. It didn't even drop that much this time and stuff.
Yeah, it's holding up pretty good.
Are you a buyer? Is this something you recommend people hold in their basket of cryptos?
I've held it in the past. I've traded it, so it's not a bad one. I would say it's going to return just as well as Ethereum. At least it's done that in the past.
Yeah, the only way I can see Binance the BNB token doing really, really well, because it's going to perform as much as Ethereum at least.
It's like, what's the point of buying anything other than Bitcoin or Ethereum if it's not going to outperform it by a good chunk, right?
Right. So that's the sort of thing about Binance Coin. So the one X factor with BNB token is if for later on, maybe it could be a couple years from now or so, then they're finally allowed into the United States legally and everything. That could turbo boost the token, and because then from there he's King fucking Kong.
Right.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened. He's not allowed.
It's unlikely.
It's extreme. Yeah.
So I'm looking over here at the market cap, and I see Bitcoin at $500 billion.
Yep.
And I see Ethereum pretty much at 200 billion.
Yep.
Is there any possibility that Ethereum's going to overtake Bitcoin? Because that's something I've always said myself.
Yeah.
I've always bring up the example as, well, you had Facebook, shit moves, because before it was Facebook, you had MySpace.
Right.
Who replaced MySpace? Facebook.
Yep.
So I kind of look at Ethereum like Facebook.
Right.
And your opinion, is Ethereum going to be the number one coin, and is it going to overtake Bitcoin at some point?
I'll give you a slightly nuanced answer in that, yes, during the next bull market.
You ain't a politician. Give us some real shit.
No, I'm giving you real shit. I'm giving you real shit, but it's not going to overtake. It's like a race, right? It's going to overtake it for a short period of time, maybe about 1 to 3 months during this current bull market. That'll most likely be a sign that we're either close to the top or that is the top.
Right.
So Ethereum could overtake Bitcoin, but then during the bear market, Bitcoin would come over it again. And then, so that would be 2025, right? If that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The next bull market, so let's say 2028, the next peak of the next bull market, that's where Ethereum could go past Bitcoin and stay past it if banks like Goldman Sachs end up getting a significant influence into crypto. They would much prefer Ethereum as number one. And so if Wall Street has its way, I think Ethereum would become number one by the end of the decade.
Yeah.
And this is something you agree with?
Yes. So
give me a percentage of, I think Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin 20%, maybe 30%.
You mean permanently?
Yeah.
Like as King Kong?
Yeah. Give me a percentage after he's done.
Sure.
If there's ever a crypto to do it, I mean,
there's no doubt. Listen, that's not even the question.
Yeah, if there's
you have Michael Jordan and then you have Kobe, but Michael Jordan's getting old.
Yeah.
So at some point, Kobe's going to overtake him. The only question is when. Right. At least that's the way I look at it. Because I look at all these other coins. We got 82 billion in Tether. Then we have XRP at 26 billion. What kind of fucking morons are putting $26 billion in XRP? I would smack the shit out of you. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You don't understand you can't spell fucking the word Ripple without lie? You literally can't spell that fucking... What is the hell is wrong with you people? Anyways, let's go back to the hell we were saying. What percentage, 20, 30, is this happening?
Like 33%, something like that.
Oh, you had to say it.
Oh, yeah,
you had to say it.
I had to say it.
My number would have
Don't say 33, motherfucker. What you saying?
I was going to say a third. So 33.333% chance.
These are fucking clowns.
this guy over here put this like, I said $20. He's like $20.01.
Price is right, baby. Come on down.
No, but seriously, look. If there's any coin that will do it, it'll be Ethereum. I don't see any other coin right now that currently exists that could overtake Bitcoin.
I want to say 99.9% at some point Ethereum's overtaking it. If you just look at its logo, for God's sake, it's a pyramid.
Right.
It's a pyramid. Can't you do more stuff with Ethereum than you can with Bitcoin?
Infinite. Like I've said, and I got shit for this. I said Ethereum's really crypto to me. If I'm being honest, because like I came to
Bitcoin maxes would have a field day.
Oh,
with that.
suck my dick. Suck my dick. I don't care.
No, I love it.
Bitcoin than most Bitcoin maximalists.
I know, it's hilarious.
But like, here's the thing with Ethereum, right? Like, if I came in 2016, I bought Bitcoin, I bought Ethereum, and I bought Litecoin, right? And throughout where DeFi and everything, all the stuff that we're using right now in crypto, all got created around, I'd say, August of 2019, but didn't really come into usefulness until about, I'd say, March of 2020. Since then, all the DeFi stuff, all the stuff you've seen with Uniswap and Synthetics and Aave, Chainlink, I mean, everything we're using, bridges, all of it was created by Ethereum. Bitcoin has created 0% of that. Now,
well, you can say Bitcoin created Ethereum. It was, let me get to it. I mean, it's a 0
to 1 moment. So like BTC was a 0 to 1 moment. Like before Bitcoin, we didn't have cryptos. There wasn't anything that, you couldn't have scarce money on the internet. Impossible.
Yep. Then
Ethereum was created. They really just created this whole ecosystem where then you're able to take the Bitcoin side of it, which was like you can't multiply, you can't really copy the main token itself, and then you're allowed to put other contracts on top of it and create this whole world. And now everyone's just trying to like make a better Ethereum, but they're having trouble with it.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't Solana supposed to be the Ethereum killer?
Oh yeah.
Well, you know who was helping to fund Solana? Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And someone in the comments, right, like ARW33, he said Bitcoin has ordinals now, so they're moving closer to what Ethereum can do. Yeah, because
ever so slightly.
But you want to know something funny? Vitalik Buterin, before he made Ethereum, he worked for the Bitcoin magazine, which was the main publication.
He also he applied to Ripple too.
Yeah, he applied to Ripple.
They rejected him or something. I can't remember.
But of course they rejected genius. Of course Ripple rejects the genius.
Of course. Big L right here. I mean, but like basically Vitalik went to his editor and went to all the people in Bitcoin telling him the ideas he had to like scale, or like, hey, we can add this to BTC. They said no to him.
Right.
And then he says, fuck this shit, I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then now, I mean, essentially they created their own worst enemy.
Right. And then if you look at Solana, right, that thing, what did it take to fucking take Solana down? All you had to do is like just overload like one server.
Right.
Right. And then Solana crashes.
Shout out to the sleuths.
I mean, Solana's number 10 here on market cap with $7 billion.
Yeah, it's going to come back and do well.
Yeah. It's such
there's so much VC money that wants it to succeed, they're gonna pump and dump it again.
So, do you believe Solana is something people should hold?
So it's something that people can use to gain more Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the way that I call my channel is cultivate crypto, right? So what does that mean? That means you use you want to compound your coins, right? So if you want to compound your Bitcoin, there's going to be times where Solana outpaces Bitcoin in the bull market for like 3 months or 6 months. Mm-hmm. Bet on it for that period of time, and then take your profits back into Bitcoin. Then you increased your Bitcoin, you won.
Okay. Let's go to another coin. The one slot above Solana, Dogecoin. Wasn't this some kind of fucking memo that was created and Musk decided to
Yeah, it's a
you
meme
know,
coin.
he basically decided to see how big his dick was, to see how big he could fucking pump this up. So isn't this coin?
You almost got it to $1.
Yeah.
Isn't this coin basically
A joke.
Elon? Yeah,
It's a
Elon
joke.
Musk is. So,
Yeah, it's a joke coin. It's a meme
joke.
coin.
It's a meme coin.
It's on purpose a joke.
But here's the thing with like
what does that say about crypto? If you're telling me the number 9 market cap. No, hold on.
What does it say about the dollar?
Okay, we can go there. We can go there. But I mean, the number 9 on this list, you guys just said that's a whole joke. I agree with you. Musk just fucking created that shit out of nowhere.
Right.
He didn't create it. He just adopted it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He
pumped it out of
He
nowhere.
pumped it up.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me, guys. What the fuck?
So, so this is his. I'll tell you what he says. He says, wouldn't it, you know, the way the universe works. This is how literally what he says. Like the way the universe works. You know, the crypto that could probably win. I mean, it would be something you would never expect, and it would be a total joke. And that's how I found Dogecoin. So I thought that was pretty funny. So wouldn't that be a funny world if we all used Doge for money?
You know what? We might have autonomous vehicles, right? Driving themselves, paying themselves in Doge, and then going fueling up their own tanks with Doge. Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna short the fuck out of that coin.
once it pumps
I'm gonna short the fuck out of that coin. The fucking first 3 letters of that coin is dog, and next year is a dragon year. Fuck that coin. Fuck that coin.
And
I'm shorting the shit out of it. And then the next year after that is Elon's enemy year. So we got 2 years in a row. We can fucking get this fucker.
All right, I like it. So Shiba Inu is gonna win then.
Is that the one Carlos is in?
Carlos who? No, I don't think so. But basically, here's the thing, right? So Shiba Inu, right, is the same thing. Dogecoin is, you know, what Japanese Shiba Inu is the dog that Doge is named after, right?
Which just died.
Yeah, the dog actually died.
The dog
right?
actually died of cancer.
And then, so
that's not a good omen.
That's not a good omen, right? But then here's the thing: Shiba Inu, right, is made to look like Doge, but it's like Doge 2.0.
So it's better.
It's a bigger joke.
Oh wow, very impressive.
But like, so it's ridiculous. But if Doge doesn't succeed, the last one that did extremely well in the last bull market was Shiba Inu. So if that's basically thrives, that would be kind of funny. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to more serious stuff. USDC.
Okay, that's United States dollar coin. It's created by Circle. It's basically cryptos. I guess what the United States liked. It's their premier stablecoin. Was made. Circle is a company that's pretty much banked by JP Morgan, and there's a lot of big VC interest in Circle now. So that coin is like what we use to like take profits in. Same like Tether, right? But Tether, Bitfinex. But these are the big 2 stable coins on the market, and all they're used for is like when Bitcoin goes up really high, or when an altcoin shoots up, I just sell it into Tether or into USDC, and I have cash.
Yeah, 100%.
But the problem with these coins is they can stop them completely, and if let's just say for some reason they deem you a criminal or something, they can take your stable.
Who can take your stable coin?
Circle.
They
can freeze the accounts.
Why would they do that?
Well, because they're a centralized entity. Like those coins aren't really crypto. They're like they're centralized entities. But
so it's the government.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
Circle is.
Circle basically is a shill for the government.
Secretly, but it's going through JP Morgan and Coinbase.
Yeah.
So JP Morgan, it's
got their hand in it.
Got their hand in it.
But Coinbase is one of the actual backers that backs Circle.
I see.
And JP Morgan and
why is it that because again, this isn't my field.
No, that's perfectly fine.
So again, why is it that they can shut you down and take that coin, but they can't do that with Tether?
They can't.
They could.
Now with
but it's less likely.
Like let me find a coin example, right? Like okay, like Matic, right? Matic. Like Matic, the coin on so when a coin's built, an actual coin is built, a decentralized coin is built on top of Ethereum, it can basically, you can't stop it. But they built this coin with the ability to be able to be stopped.
They programmed it in.
So most of these coins don't.
Oh, so what you're saying is they have a car, but they can hit the kill switch.
They have a kill switch.
Okay, I get it. I see. You gotta understand the terms. You gotta kill switch.
Ethereum doesn't have a kill switch. Neither does Bitcoin.
Now now we can get into serious conversations. Right. Which one of these fucking coins have a kill switch? Bitcoin can't. No. Ethereum can't. Tether.
Yes.
Tether has a kill switch.
They could.
Okay. XRP, I'm assuming, is no.
No, doesn't have one.
Okay. BNB.
Maybe eventually, when they actually do have that full network up and running, there will be kill switches, but
could be.
But as of it is right now, no.
Most other coins don't.
Okay, so it's mainly USDC and Tether.
Yeah,
those two
that have kill switches. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there any others?
Not on the top 10 list. I mean, not on any of these lists. Like Solana, that actually does have a technically.
Yeah, Solana definitely does.
They can turn it off.
Yeah.
Solana, okay, so that's 3.
Solana could probably do a lot of things that
you just told me 3 of the top 10 coins have a kill switch.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but the stable coins, you wouldn't really count them in the top 10 because they're not, like he said, they're not really crypto, so they're more like just useful utility.
Yeah. But a lot of people do use it.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, I have most of my shit in USD. As a matter of fact, when I told everyone to dump their fucking crypto December 2021, I just fucking put it all in the USDC. Yeah. And you know, I was only pissed one time about that. March of this year, when USDC went down to 90 cents because the fucking bank collapsed.
Yeah,
right.
Now,
Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Sure.
How likely is something like that to happen again in the near future? Where something like Tether or USDC starts going down 10-15%. The
only major thing I could see is since we're holding a lot of government bonds, it would be if the United States government defaulted. It would have to be something crazy like that, because basically what they do is when there actually is main websites on this thing where you can take your cash. I can take $1 million to Circle. Then they take my dollars and then they give me $1 million of USDC. They then take your dollars, a portion of that money, they end up buying bonds with it, mortgage-backed securities, basically anything cash-like. They call it cash-like assets. This is what banks say, but they're basically holding treasuries. And
it sounds like a scam.
Not well. This is what not really. No, it says not like they're taking their money and gambling with it. So now
it sounds like they are.
Tether is the one they think that is doing that. They're taking they think they're taking the deposits and then buying cryptos with it. Well, but that's allegedly.
But if you
another Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Usually, something like USDC, they're going to put out rumors like that about a coin that they don't like that they're going to try to compete against. Correct. If you go by what Tether says. Basically, they have excess reserves, but what they're using for reserves, though, is like real estate. So it's not liquid reserves, but they can liquidate. They have assets to back Tether, is what they argue.
Are they operating under the assumption that their holdings in crypto are going to go up a percentage certain year, and they're gambling against that? Because that's how some people get in trouble.
Right. They're not doing that, or at least knowingly. No. Right. There's nobody doing that.
Do you trust USDC?
I do. He
started a little there, bro.
I do. So basically, it's a tool to use for now. But when the central bank digital currency comes out, I think at some point, when those two are out, look, here's the thing: is most people don't know they're both controlled by the government. USDC is controlled by the government. And then same thing with the central bank digital currency. At some point, it's almost like this is a state level.
They're going to merge.
And not merge,
or get rid of one,
or they keep people's like fuck the CBDC. I'm not touching that. I'm being USDC, not knowing that they're also a part of the network. So it's sort of a fly trap, because the main thing why they want to get Tether out of the way is that then eventually on this list there'll be the US dollar coin,
right?
And then there'll be the central bank digital currency, then USDC down here. And now because they'd rather control spot 1, 2, and 3 if they could.
And they've been losing pretty bad on that battle.
Yeah.
Can the Fed? We know the Fed's going to come in with their Fed coin very soon.
Yeah,
I mean, it's already out, but they haven't really backed it with teeth yet.
Right.
What are the chances that the Fed can just create a coin and it'll be past Bitcoin within 2-3 months? What are the chances?
Not in 2 to 3 months. Impossible.
No.
Or virtually impossible.
Impossible?
Not impossible. I mean, they can put money into it. They can try to do things.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that's impossible.
So here's the thing, right? So here's a good example. YFI, right? This is a coin that was made by a guy named Andre Krohn in the last bull market. So it could pass Bitcoin in price. All you need to do to pass Bitcoin in price is reduce the amount of supply, right? So for YFI only had 10,000 coins in supply. Bitcoin has 21 million. So I think in the last bull market, YFI got up to like, Bitcoin was at like $40,000 and YFI was at like 60.
Yeah.
But
First coin to ever get that close.
Right.
In dollar terms.
In dollar terms.
Per coin.
But by market cap,
it was like.
right.
You got
Not even
to
close.
judge both.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So Ethereum is it took what? If Ethereum does pass Bitcoin, it's going to have taken a whole decade to do so.
It doesn't look like it's that far off right now.
No, but it took a whole decade to get
Yeah,
there.
no doubt. But I mean, when I look at it, it's only, what was it, times 2.5 right now?
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
So if the government were to do that, I think it would take at least one cycle. So that would be at least 4 years. So it would take somewhere within, one cycle.
What if the government comes in and tell me if this is possible or if this is just some crazy shit? Is it possible for the government to, let's say one of these coins like XRP or one of these top 10 coins start falling hard?
Yep.
Would it be possible for the government to go in there, say, we're going to take this coin over, we're going to rebrand it, we're going to pump some money into it, and then because XRP's technology is probably going to use it at some point for some shit like that.
Right.
Yep.
I just don't see them getting paid off it.
I don't think for the coin, but you could see the U.S. government buying Ripple Labs.
Yeah.
Just because they own all the IP for it, they could just create another.
They can just create another one
and to start
just
clean.
Bleed fucking XRP and fucking put in the new one, right?
Yeah, and this is how how the U.S. government and a lot of people would say, like, why would we pump money into this coin when there's bag holders? We don't want to make those guys rich. We'll put our people in position, pump this coin.
Yeah, that makes logical sense.
Yeah.
And that being said, right, if you want to look at this, so we're talking about like a lot of these coins have been built at an individual level or group level, right? If we look at the corporate level and the national level, there are companies, especially for sure in Asia, right, that have been banks in Asia, right, have made coins that they don't associate with, but they use as a money tree.
So it's a money laundering operation.
Allegedly, right? And then in China, they've also done the same thing. They've pumped up coins because their own stock market's not doing very hot, right? They've pumped up coins in order to shear that profit off of that.
Yeah, haven't they banned that stuff in China now?
They still do it. So
the dirty government officials who are trying to, get shit out of there.
All officials, sir.
But it even goes all the way up to the CCP,
right?
Because these are like giant corporations that are doing these things, but that are owned by the CCP.
So the CCP just banned normal folks from doing that.
Correct.
Shit.
Correct.
Okay, that
And now
criminals. That makes
now
sense.
they reopened it for normal folks, but only through Hong Kong.
After they took Hong Kong over.
After they took Hong Kong
And,
over, exactly.
and then because what ended up happening is that the whole string of pearls thing that they've been doing for the Belt and Road Initiative, they ended up imagine this right after the housing crisis, right? Like this China had like what I think $4 or $6 trillion in posit, like in terms of reserves in dollars. Now I think they're in debt. I think they're in debt like a few $100 billion right now because basically they ran through all their dollars. It's one of the reasons why they went into Hong Kong because Hong Kong was the last place on the Asian continent that they could touch that had any dollars at all, and they also had like a stock market that was attached to the outside world. So they IPO'd a bunch of things and then just used that to get more dollars.
Hong Kong, when it was returned to China, was about 10-12% of their GDP. Now it's about 1.5 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
They didn't really fuck with China or Hong Kong while they needed it. When they became self-sufficient, then they decided to make the move. And in all honesty, it paid off for them because right after they went into Hong Kong, COVID happened. Everyone forgot about what they did.
Right.
Hong Kong was basically the democracy inside China's doorstep.
Right.
And I've known a lot of people who've come from Hong Kong, and what that place was, you'll never have democracy like that in the East again.
Yep.
They will never have it again. And again, with all the faults of the British Empire, with all the faults of the Opium Wars and what they did to China, we're not blind. We know what the fuck happened. We know what the white man did over there. We get it. But at some point, if a woman gets raped and that child is born, and then all of a sudden that child has a family, what are you gonna say? That no good came from it? Something happened. person's a better person than me to have it, but it is what it is. Yeah. So people have to look at, the good and the bad and everything, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's go to some other coins. What are some coins that you believe are nothing right now, but that might be that 50 fucking bagger? Don't give away trade secrets.
Yeah.
But if you think there's something out there people should know, doesn't give away too much, go ahead.
There's a few, right? I think the one Miguel might be thinking of is one that we think could do a lot of X's.
Yeah.
The one that I'm thinking of, I think it'll be like a steady return, but more than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right. So one that I've been talking about on my channel prior to the current course that we're doing, we always try to, we teach people how to fish, but we want to give a little fish as well, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So one of the ones that I've been talking about over the last 1 month that a lot of people are not looking at, it's like, I think in market cap, it's ranked number 500 or something like that. So it's way the hell down there.
Stop for a second.
Yep.
I want you to think about what this man just says. Most of us who are listening to this, we might know the top 10. Some of us might know the top 60. This motherfucker said the 500th coin. Do you understand what the hell? Do you understand the type of mindset you have to even fucking say something like that? You eat, breathe, everything you do is crypto. Half the conversations I have with this guy's about crypto. Okay,
He tells me to shut up.
Pretty much. I'll tell him to shut up right now, except we're doing a podcast on it.
Right.
So this is the time to talk. But I want you guys to understand something. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck how long you study this shit. You're not going to know about the 500 fucking coin. Just like, you can learn some basic numerology and astrology from following me, just so you can find some advice following him. But if you want the real fucking grit, you actually got to talk to the man a little bit on a different level. Right. And that basically means you have a course that you actually teach people how to do this shit.
Yeah. We
talk about it.
Which part? The coin or the course?
No, let's go to the course right now. We'll go to the coin in a second.
Yeah. So for the course,
the 500 coin can wait.
Yeah.
So the course basically is a boot camp, right? So for people who are anybody can come who is a beginner all the way to advanced. You get something different out of it depending on your level of crypto, right? So let's talk about the beginners, right? So if you don't know much about crypto or you know about the space, you've looked at the coins, but you don't know what SHA-256 is or whatever, right?
I don't know what that is.
Most people don't, right? But that's a core concept in crypto. It's the encryption behind Bitcoin, basically. Yeah. So there's all these little details, right?
Talk English.
Exactly. So if you don't know how to speak Kryptonese or whatever,
right.
Basically, that's what we do in the course.
Different versions of the phonics.
So exactly. We bring you into crypto, right? Knowing nothing, and then we pop you out over the course of 2 weeks, right? We pop you out.
Interesting wording.
Yes, we make sure that you become.
He's been hanging out the red pill guys too long.
Sure. We basically turn you into a crypto expert in your area. Right. And then within 2 weeks, I would say you have enough knowledge and lexicon that you can out-talk most people in crypto or most people around you about crypto. And then, of course, our course is for Q3 and Q4. So the last month of Q3, which is September, and then Q4. So we take care of you through the rest of the year. And during that time, we're active in the chat. We do extra webinars. And then we also basically teach you in the chat, right? We converse every day. We sometimes have these things called flash webinars where we pop up and we do an extra webinar because something's happening in the market, right? So you have time to absorb the information, talk to people about it. We actually never take it away. So a year from now, you could go back to the same course videos that we are giving out now during this course, and you can review them as well. So over time, like some people might not have as much time. So maybe one person takes 2 weeks to become their local expert. Some person might take 6 months. So you can kind of go at your own pace, but that's what we do. For somebody, so then when somebody comes into the course, what they get is essentially 20 webinars. Usually this quarter we're doing 22 because we're adding 2 that are going to be voted on by the people who have bought the course. And once we're in the course,
good number,
we're going to give you guys some options. And then 5 of those webinars are pre-recorded. So as soon as you buy the course and you get in,
off top, you're ready.
Yep, you'll be ready to go, and especially if you don't know anything about crypto, we'll tell you how to open up wallets and stuff like that. And then on the 22nd of September on Friday, that's when we start the first webinars. and then we do 17 of those live this quarter, right? And we do 2 days on, 2 days off, every day at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at 10 a.m., we do one subject, then 10 p.m. we do another. We do that for 2 days in a row. Then we take 2 days of a break for review, and then we do 2 days on, 2 days off, and that's for 2 weeks.
Someone's a beginner. They're watching this right now.
Right.
What are they going to get out of taking your course?
Knowledge, right? They're basically going to be the course takes you from A to Z, from literally an absolute novice. You don't have to know anything about crypto, and by the time you're done, you're wheeling and dealing in the DeFi space. You can and this is the whole thing. Is like I'm gonna say a bunch of words right now that you're not gonna understand.
Like DeFi.
DeFi. You're gonna be using bridges. You're gonna be LPing. You're gonna be yield farming if you like. You can be. We'll give you the tips and tricks on trading and stuff. We'll talk about the dangers of leverage trading, whether you should do it or not. But you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you. But we're gonna take you from complete novice to intermediate. Anybody that tells you, "Hey, take my course and I'm gonna make you an expert in 2 or 3 weeks," that's lies. But we'll get you to intermediate. We've onboarded and we've helped out.
And there's a difference between being a
I could probably turn you into a numerologist in about 2-3 weeks.
I can learn, but I'm not gonna get to your. But there's no way I'm gonna get to your level.
Right.
You're right.
That's the
100%.
There's a difference between local expert and expert in the field.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's a local expert, like Al Bundy, who scored 4 touchdowns in Pokai?
Exactly.
I got Mickey Mantle energy.
I got you.
But basically what it do is like you become the crypto expert in your local friend group and your family and everything like that. I mean, basically as soon as you take the course, I mean, you can run circles around anybody. You'll be able to tell if someone's bullshitting you. That's the other thing is we teach people how to research, how to do charts. I mean, everything. Also,
so if you're talking to someone and they just sound like they're talking smart, like some people we know who actually just sound smart, but they're not really smart. They just sound smart. No names. They just sound smart. Let's see if people can figure it out. Chat room, go ahead. $100, you put a name up there, you get it right. Okay, you might get right with a couple names, you know what I'm saying? But you'll be able to know if someone's bullshitting you.
Correct.
After taking your course.
100%, absolutely. Your bullshit meter becomes a finely tuned machine of destruction. Like it. I mean, the tuning fork that is your soul will know the bullshit and the grifters. You'll be able to part them out like this, like magic, like air that comes out from the like shit comes out from their fucking mouth. Like that's what happens to the crypto mindset course.
Sure.
And not even just that, the fucking money you can make on top of it. I mean, look. We put people in position so they're able to DCA, dollar cost average, and you know they're able to dollar cost average into crypto at these low prices. Because right now we're in the risk-free zone, the risk-free money right now. That means you buy. Like we'll give this right to you. If half your money's in Bitcoin and Ethereum, as long as you keep that portion, especially if you're a novice now, if you're more advanced and you've been around for a long time, you can risk having way less of that and more in altcoins. But when you first start off, if half your money's in Bitcoin and Ethereum, that'll keep you from. That's your retard fund. That makes 100% that you don't get fucked in the cycle. You'll make the guaranteed money because if you fuck off this side of the money, this half over here will make back the dollars because how much Bitcoin and Ethereum will go up. So
in terms that people can understand. Bitcoin and Ethereum is your main line, and everything else is like the side.
The side bets, but the side bets pay fucking well. And one thing me and Charlie are really good at is picking those side bets.
And there's different risk levels on the side bets as well.
Okay. In your past courses, tell us some of the success stories.
Yeah, there's 3 in particular that I think of right away. One is this guy, of course, I'm not going to name any names, right? One is this guy who's been with us since 2019, right? He's what do you call it? Like a business development guy in the corporate world. I would say, he probably makes 6 figures a year, right? Doing pretty well for himself. And he became a multimillionaire for the first time, right? With his assets that he held because of the crypto mindset course during the last bull run. And he took profits, and he's still in that situation. So, congratulations to him. And all he needed to do, basically.
How much did he pay you guys?
He probably paid us in total. He's probably took a few courses, like 3 or 4 courses with us, plus a couple consultations. So maybe he's paid somewhere between like $4,000 to $6,000 or $7,000.
So between $4,000 and $6,000, he gained the knowledge to take $100K. And the flip into 7 figures.
Yes. Yep. Multiple 7 figures.
Multiple 7 figures.
Multiple sevens.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes when people say things like this, I like to ask them a question themselves. So you've made people into millionaires.
Yes.
Are you at least a millionaire yourself?
Of course, multi.
Are you a millionaire yourself?
Multi-millionaire, yes.
Okay. Because, no, I'm being dead serious, man. Because there's people out here who fucking start running their mouth. Yo, I turned this guy into a millionaire. I turned this guy, and they don't have any money themselves. And I'm like curious how that fucking works. Like a female matchmaker who's an astrologer fucking selling matchmaking advice, and the bitch has been a fucking divorced 3 fucking times.
I've seen that shit around,
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I want people to know that these people are successful at what they do. And by the way, every time I see these guys, they're always driving exotic cars.
Yes.
Okay. I whether it's Vegas or Miami, they're always driving exotic cars. So what that basically tells people is they got money to blow.
Yeah.
And if they have money to blow, they probably have money. So here's the point, guys. I'm not going to bring people up here that I think are conning you.
Right.
I have people in GG33 who've been giving my group members who signed non-disclosures crypto advice, but never have I had people who I'm backing publicly. And I'm telling you, if you actually get in their crypto courses, I believe there's a very, very high chance you're going to get a lot more out of it than they do. And what I mean by they do, what you pay them. You're basically doing this course for $9.98, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how long is this course? Once a day, how many weeks?
So basically the course runs anywhere from like 2.5 to 3 weeks. The way it ends up working. So the first day of the course is going to be the 22nd of this month, which is a Friday, and it's going to start off
22 videos, and then the 22nd.
Yep.
And that was
just by chance.
Just by chance.
Just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
Of course. It always is. Go ahead, man.
So typically it starts at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and our lectures are about 2 hours, all live. Like right now, how you're watching us, all live. They're all being recorded. 2 hours on the subject. After the subject's done, we have a short intermission break, usually within like 20 minutes, just for people go to bathrooms and everything like that. We come back and then we do a 2 hour to 1 hour and a half live webinar AMA. And people can ask us anything about the webinar. We usually stay on topic with the webinar, and then afterwards we usually have sort of an hour, maybe 30-minute non-recorded where people can ask us wild shit, a lot of wild stuff things that they want to ask us about that's not recorded, and then
even if it's not about crypto.
Well, I mean, we'll listen to it.
Have
It'll be
to be crypto adjacent. Otherwise, we mute them, and if they keep doing shit, we do basically say you're gonna have to take a time off for today, bro.
So these webinars are usually running about 4 hours in the morning, and then we come back again at 7 p.m. in the afternoon and run it, and then another 4 to 5 hours as well.
It's you two.
Yes.
Both just us two.
Okay.
We're in every webinar.
Is someone doing more webinars than another, or you guys are always doing them together?
Always doing them
always
together.
Tag team.
But
then
team.
we do have guests come in, right? So industry guests. We have, for example, I'll tell you about the 500th coin in a bit here, because I think there's still some people waiting on that, which is important, right? But
XRP.
we have one of those developers that may come into the course. We have coins that haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
Companies like that want to come into the course that we're buddies with. Basically, we're never taking payments under the table for any of these coins or any shit like that. And if we
never have.
If we ever did, we would tell you, basically.
Okay.
Because we'd be legally obligated.
Isn't it by law that you have to tell people if you're promoting something?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Have you guys ever pumped and dumped the coin?
No. Hell no.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Yeah, I can say that with the most certainty ever. And one of these things is...
Have you been offered money to pump and dump a coin?
Yes, of course.
How much?
A few tens of thousands of dollars. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got a reputation in crypto after a while of just basically blowing up their spot or just talking.
Well, because we're not paid by a company, right? We monetize ourselves.
Of course.
And so there are some people who pump and dump coins and they can't talk about it, openly because they're paid by some company. They have conflict of interest. For us, we make sure that we don't take any money from crypto companies so that we can talk whatever shit we want about anything, so we can, because the reason why I started my channel was in 2019 or 2017 in particular, when I looked at crypto Twitter, because that was more popular of a social media than YouTube was at the time for crypto. and you had
They didn't like me in 2017.
Oh yeah. Why?
Because I told them the top was coming.
Oh yeah, well,
Exactly. Well, and you had a lot of people basically counter trading each other
right
through Twitter, right? They basically
it's a psyop against psyops.
yeah, they would
It's
try to
psyops.
get you off base, basically to steal your money on a pump and dump. And I just thought that was wrong.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what if I did the opposite? What if I just go on YouTube and tell the truth about crypto because nobody else is, right? And that's what we do, and it's been pretty damn successful.
Definitely. And I will say this, though. What happened to you about telling the top happened to us? We when we say, hey, guys, we're getting out of this coin. We think something's wrong is going to happen. The amount of shit me and Charlie got for telling people to sell Luna before it blew up.
Right.
Oh, my fucking God, dude.
We got shit when we were saying it, and then we still get shit from people,
But you were right.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we
Exactly.
were right. But they're delusional and retarded.
When it comes to money, people get very interesting, right? Very weird.
Yeah.
That's a kind word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the sad part about that too, I mean, the reason the Luna thing the looning thing was like a asteroid hit the crypto space,
Yeah.
but in the United States or in Europe, it didn't hit as hard. It wasn't the level of like Sam Bankman-Fried because it was mostly a South Korean thing. So it hit a lot of Asians very rough. I mean, it wiped people out in Asia. That was a nuclear disaster basically over there. But it's because the coin. Imagine you're holding a coin that's worth $120, and within the span of a week, it's below $1.
Ain't that nice?
Oh,
That's when they start going on top of buildings, and it ain't for sightseeing.
Quite a few did. Quite a few did. Quite a few. It's really sad. There was a group of guys that really were like as soon as me and Charlie said we're selling this thing, they were just saying all this crap and everything like that. And the minute this coin was zero, I mean, we were just essentially
Did they apologize?
No, I mean we were doing
course
we were doing charity for them basically because that's how wrecked they got. I mean, it was like, what are you gonna? It's like someone dropped a fucking Nagasaki on them. What are you gonna do? Like you're gonna kick a dog. You can't kick a dog when it's down. Like it was just there's people in there like it's super sad, but like we warned them and they just didn't listen because the guys running those groups were just fucking off in fucking.
Well, we even told those guys in particular that about 9 months before it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told, this is possible, and they're like, nah, it's not possible.
It's got it can do it desperate. We can make money on it, but you gotta get out. You cannot have your fucking life savings. So these people, the thing is, they get a winner and it rides pretty good. What ends up happening is they're making so much money on the daily, or they're making so much money on this coin in terms of their net worth that they just forget where they're at, and they don't know that it's what happens. Why, like, we teach all this stuff. It's because like a lot of crypto is basically human psychology. And of course numerology, of course. But it's imagine like
Let's see him do that on another show.
Pressure fit tomorrow. No.
Pressure fit tomorrow. But what's it called? People have what ends up happening is you buy these coins. These coins become like poker chips or $1 poker chips. And what ends up happening is that you're still moving around like they're $1 poker chips, right? Like you're on the roulette table just putting these giant stacks down on numbers. Like, oh, this is total shit when it can go to zero. Who cares? Let's see what happens. But you forget these $1 poker chips have turned into $100 poker chips or $25 poker chips or $50 poker chips. And then by the time you look back and after it crashes, you're like, wait, I wasn't playing around with $50. Dudes, I was playing around with $50,000. And this happens because people get into these really low cap coins. Some of them are more bullshit than other ones. Other ones are like, oh, this can actually has a really, and Charlie will talk about one right now. And they go from 5, 10, 25, $100 million. They go upwards of 10 billion,
right?
$25 billion in market cap. And it turns into massive amount of money. I mean, life-changing money. And the amount of people that I had to yell at, especially during 2021, I had to yell at so many people just to sell. Like, people, I mean, there's guys, like there was a guy we helped out and stuff. I think I told you about this one, Charlie. He was like, he had made $13 million from crypto. He was living in a homeless shack. Like, but this is what happens is you because you're in this mode and you have to.
How the fuck do you open up a computer screen, see 13 million, don't fucking cash some out and start fucking living a little bit better?
Right.
I don't get that shit because I know plenty of people in 2021 who are telling me, yo, Gary, I'm a millionaire. Yo, Gary, on the low, I got $1 million. Yo, Gary, I'm set for life. Sell. Oh no, the honey badger don't give a fuck. That's what I kept hearing. The honey badger don't give a fuck. And I'm like, what? I'm like, isn't it common sense you want to sell half of this shit?
Yeah.
You know, so
and he didn't sell half of it either. But like I had like a big brother talk with him. I was like, here, you need to sell this. I got him to sell 25% of it. Like that was tough. And I made him move into a brand new apartment. I made sure he got better food. I literally, we wrote a list out for him because he was just like living in like imagine like it's a bed and there's food everywhere. I mean, it was just like he was just a recluse living in there. And the thing, he did the work, he paid attention, he made the money, but we had to give him a little bit of slapping to, and then he finally got his life a little bit more together. But it's just, that's what happens is like some of these guys are just they get on this one track and they're on this. And by the time they look up, they like life passing by, or like, they're not making right financial decisions.
Raised by single mothers.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go into that far with him, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't make a tough choice, it probably boils down to that, bro.
Yeah. It's
Well, there's people that don't know proper risk management at all, right? Yeah. We basically give people a risk management webinar. Hey, here's exactly how to hedge your bets so you don't lose much money and that you can gain way more. That way you basically win. And you'd be shocked how, like, we tell people, if you do not watch this webinar, you will probably lose money. And you'd be shocked.
That's a good way to get people to listen.
Right. And then there's still some people who don't watch the risk management.
So Charlie,
webinar.
you just told me not to watch a webinar, right?
Right.
And that's the jokes we end up making. It's like, so Miguel, you told me not to watch this webinar, right? That's great. Yeah, correct. No, but we have learned, like, this is the thing is we just like with the psychology we use on cryptos and the bees, we're kind of not just analyzing the coin. Like, it's like I'm in fundamentals. So mine is figuring out what this coin does, how it operates, token supply, emission schedule. If that doesn't make sense, of course, you're going to figure all that stuff out. And then from there, a big part of it is that me and Charlie are looking at the type of group or person that the coin attracts and seeing what is the flavor of their psychology and how do they act. Is it a really shilly, is it YouTubey, or is it very recluses? Like what? It's almost like we're almost looking at what type of number, what's the majority number of this coin? Like this coin mostly attracts 4s or 5s. And that's kind of what we're kind of doing a little bit, and it's just looking how it acts.
Yeah.
When I hear you guys talk, I always try to, give an analogy of what this sounds like. And to me, it's like kind of like football. You have a guy who, is sitting over here. He might tell you, well, the running back has to do a better job picking up the fucking left tackle and giving you some protection. Another guy would say, yo, man, if they just, start throwing a nickel blitz package, things like that will work out. And then you have another guy who's going to be on a completely different level. And he'll be like, when that defensive lineman has his handstands like this, that means they're blitzing. And when they're like this, that means they're, trying to, maybe go with 3 defensive linemen right up the middle.
Right.
That's what you motherfuckers are. You guys are the ones who can see that inside the game. A lot of people understand the game.
Right.
But you see inside the game, and here's what it comes down to. It's like height. If you're going to be, like, it's like charisma. You either have it or you don't.
Right.
Okay? So, yes, you guys can go out there and learn, and everyone can go out there. Honestly, a lot of tools are free on the internet. You can go out there, but you have to put in the time. You have to put in the effort.
Yep.
That to some of you guys, that might take years. Go to these guys, give them their stack, and they'll teach you that stuff, because this is how capitalism works. Right. You go to the best of what they do, and you learn from them. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not around bums. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's start. When the hell did you become a millionaire?
Must have been end of 2020, early 2021.
Feels good, don't it?
Oh, it felt great. You know what the best part about it was?
What's that? Fuck you money?
That was a good side effect, right? And that was one of the goals of it. So I thought that would have been one of the things that I enjoyed the most of it. The thing that I actually enjoyed first was being able to go to the grocery store and just not even thinking about anything. Because my entire life since, I basically left my house, went to college, all that stuff. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I'm thinking, okay, round that number up. Put that number there. Okay, I have about this much cash. I'm, spending about this much per week. You have a budget, right? Just walk into the grocery store, boom, 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 boom. Not even thinking about nothing. That feels nice, right? And it's like the first simple step of just like freedom.
Yeah.
And what about you, my friend?
I became a millionaire for the first time in early 2020, and it kind of like Charlie said, it just what ends up happening
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic, yeah.
So when everyone else was fucking losing money, when everyone else didn't know what the fuck was going on, you two were taking advantage of the situation, buying that fucking Bitcoin at the bottom at 3-4 and riding that shit all the way up, right?
Yep.
Yes. Here's one stat that's interesting. We tend to launch new products or shows at a time where the market is about to explode, right? So at that time in March of 2020, we started our show called Moon Gang, which we do every single week. It's our weekly show where basically both of us are on it together. During the week, we do our own weekly show or our own daily show, and then we come together for the weekly show. We started it in the middle of the pandemic in March of 2020, up only since then. We started the crypto mindset course in September of 2020, right? Up since
only.
then.
Up only.
With this course, right, we're going to basically start. We have a secondary course after this, which is the first time we've ever done it, called an NFT add-on course. So anybody who's in this one who wants to learn about NFTs more deeply, we're going to do that one after this. And that's the first time we've done this one for NFTs. And right now, everybody says NFTs are dead. There's no use case for them. They're pieces of shit. You should never touch them.
You disagree?
I very highly disagree. And so not the ones that you've seen, right? The Bored Ape Yacht Club, all that shit. Yeah, that's worthless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The ape?
Yeah, it's
the
shit.
Justin Bieber one?
Yeah, that stuff's shit. But, like, for example,
Gary
first...
Vaynerchuk pumped it up too.
Right.
They did a pump and dump. It's information. Go look. Go find it on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah. But one of the first use cases for NFTs is actually real estate.
Yes.
Right? So there's actually some companies that have used NFTs as ways to show, hey, you have a contract here or you have ownership, right? Kind of like a ticket, right? So those actual utilities of NFTs, I think, will start to come out in this bull market, but you're going to get people gambling on JPEGs again too, right? So, there's different ways to look at it.
Definitely. And then, I mean, I'll give you guys one free nugget right here, man. This is legit right here. Right.
500 coin?
No, not the fifth on the NFT side. There's one NFT that's going to do some fucking numbers. Donald Trump came out with an NFT. The Donald Trump NFTs are going to do really well because we're going into election. They're dirt cheap right now. They're going into an election cycle. Those are going to pop. They were actually made by Donald Trump.
December 15th, 2022 is when they came out.
Mm-hmm. What's good about that date?
I was actually really upset with him that day because he said he had a major announcement that he said it was going to be NFTs. I was a little upset about I was a little upset about him that day because he literally said I have a major announcement, and December 15th is like a special day for me because that's the first day I went to the White House in December 15th, 2020. So I'm thinking, oh hell yeah, this dude has a major announcement the same day I went to the White House. Let's see it. And I listened to this conference. And he's talking about, yo, I got these NFTs for sale. I'm like, yo, really? Yeah, but since you guys are talking about NFTs, I want you to see who I usually talk about NFTs with. Don't say his name.
Understood.
Let me see.
Don't say his name.
No, I won't say nothing. Let me see. Oh, okay.
This is a billionaire, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We won't say anything else. But that's who I usually talk about with NFTs with.
So that's the NFTs. This is the first series, right? Look, they were much higher. They're down to 16% in Ethereum. That should be like $200, right? My guys, when the election cycle starts, doesn't matter who wins or whatever, whether they steal it or not, those things are about to go bananas. There you go.
Okay, so that's your freebie to folks. If you're too cheap to actually do anything else, there you go. You got some free money.
Why not? I mean, worst case, you spend $200 on a fucking scratcher that could fucking make you like $3,000 plus or something. Because you have to understand that it's based off of Ethereum's price. So imagine it's 16% of Ethereum. It goes to half an Ethereum, and then Ethereum goes $10,000, $12,000 plus. You're talking about $6,000 now.
From like a couple $100.
For a couple $100.
Sounds like a 30-to-1 parlay.
Not bad.
Sounds like it to me too, man. And now, where do I buy the Trump? OpenSea.
Yes.
OpenSea, and you have to buy it on Matic, how we talked about. I don't like Matic, but so let me go about that Matic thing. The one thing, the reason why I'm kind of negative about it is because outside of the beginnings of it, it's because there's now a real competitor for it now, which is Coinbase has made their own L2, which is called the Base protocol. Now, if you go out to the world, right, and you say, hey, would you like to put your company on Matic, or do you want to put it on Coinbase? Most people will only recognize the name Coinbase.
Right.
And that's the thing. And then on top of that, it's on the NASDAQ. So it's on the stock market. So that's one of the reasons why, like, one of the big moats that they had was BizDev. They were really good at onboarding big companies. That means, like, I'm Pepsi. Hey, Pepsi, we'll help you out. We'll make the whole website for you. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll make your whole product line. Boom. We make sure it works flawlessly. We'll make sure payments work. Let's go. Now they got Coinbase there. Coinbase can now do the same thing. So now they have competition. Doesn't mean they won't do good, but there's now a little. It's like it's nibbled a little bit off of its moat's kind of gotten half taken away now.
Right.
But still, it can still do pretty good. But you buy the Trump NFT on OpenSea, and then on OpenSea, you take your Ethereum, and then there's like a little bridge thing that you can transfer the Ethereum to Matic. And then from there, you can just buy it turns the Ethereum into Matic. And if you don't know what to talk about crypto mindset, join up. But from there, then you just purchase it, and then it's in your wallet on your MetaMask, and you're good to go, man. And it's now worst case, you can maybe wait a week or two, or you can wait sometime between now and the end of October. The prices are going to come down on Ethereum a little bit.
Yep. You
can snatch it up then. You might be able to save yourself a couple dollars there, but it's kind of I'm loading up myself. I bought quite a few already. So there you go.
Do you want to know that 500th coin?
Not yet.
Go ahead.
We'll make them wait. We'll make them wait.
I'll stream if you want me to.
I was actually really interested in the 501st coin, but
it's around there. It's around there. Good, man.
No, tell us.
Somebody in the chat must have seen my channel because they were mentioning it. Yeah, Thor Swap. So Thor Swap. There's Thor Chain, but that's different. Yeah. So Thor Swap. Essentially, even if you don't know what it is, its price right now is around 18 cents. Right? So my price for it is, as long as you're buying it under 30 cents, you can hold it for anywhere between a year to year and a half to 2 years max from now. Sell it at one of those 3 times, you'll make more money. It'll go from, if you buy it under 30 cents, the reason why that's good is because if it goes to multiple dollars, which I think it will, then you've made more than a 10x on it. I think at the current price is under 20 cents, you can make somewhere between a 15 to 35x, maybe up to 40x. Over the course of the next 1 to 2 years.
I like when people talk about that 40, 30x. Those are fucking parlay numbers.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, guys, as we start wrapping this up, I want to ask you a couple questions, a little different. I have seen crypto, and especially 2 groups. We already talked about the XRP, so I'll leave them alone. They're like a dead animal on the side of the road by now. When it comes to Bitcoin, I've literally seen that's people's religion.
Yes.
Right.
I've literally seen everything that happens about Bitcoin, every little bit of news. They'll tweet it, they'll pump it up. This is going to happen. Look at this, look at this. Everything in their life, everything they think about is about Bitcoin. And again, I'm not talking shit about Bitcoin, but some of these people, it's like a religion to them.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you say to people out there? And we'll start with you, Charlie. What would you say to the people who are like that, who everything is about one coin?
Right.
They don't care about those shit coins. Get the fuck out of here. I only care about Bitcoin. And even if it does 5x, I'm not selling because the honey badgers don't give a fuck. What do you say to those people?
I would say Ethereum is going to do more X's. For Bitcoin in particular, right?
Yeah.
Because that just pisses them right off. And then, in terms of people who don't sell, right? You could have made more Bitcoin. So if you sell when it's up, and everybody's like, oh, buying crypto is the thing to do, right? When you sell, then it's going to drop anywhere between 50 to 70% from there. So just why don't you sell, pick it up when it's dropped 50%. Now you have more Bitcoin, right? That's what cultivating crypto is. So at the very least, Bitcoiners should be doing that. They should be cultivating Bitcoin, right? And also what they should do to cultivate more Bitcoin is they should take some of their Bitcoin, put that bet on Ethereum, let Ethereum outpace Bitcoin because it's younger, and then use that Ethereum to buy more Bitcoin in the future, right? So they can still have the coin that they love. They can compound that as much as they want. But why wouldn't you use the other tools in the space to do so, right? And this is something we call being coin agnostic, right? Which means we'll make money with anything. Mm-hmm. I'll make money with fucking Ripple. I'll make money with Doge. I'll make money with Bitcoin. I'll make money with coin number 512, whatever, right?
Right.
Because I'm here to compound Bitcoin and Ethereum because I know over the long term they will outpace the dollar. And so therefore I will have more money and more purchasing power in the future. So that's what I would tell them.
Right.
Okay.
Now, imagine that you're a sports bettor and all you bet is on the Packers. Just imagine. I know it's hard for you, but but imagine that
you're talking about straight bets.
But imagine that all you would do is bet on the Packers. That's kind of what's going on. So crypto is a crazy sort of thing where we've mixed up a religion with the football team.
Right.
That's what happens to people. People naturally, because
so you've been to Pittsburgh.
Never had, thank God. But it's this kind of crazy thing where it ends up being like most people either end up treating it like a sports team, like their favorite, like let's go Raiders, to like all hail Bitcoin, Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo, Amen. It becomes their religion and stuff. And because for a lot of these people, a lot of people make some good money off it, and it's just like, wow, this thing's awesome until you watch it, right? Other people, it is their only hope out of poverty. It really is for some people, like because so some people that just don't have any business sense. They lack social skills, but it is their hope and stuff like that. And then a lot of people, and Bitcoin's a good coin to hold. So over time, I think they'll win with that. But it becomes this whole thing because a lot of people in crypto, especially if they made most of their money off of one coin, they get this smugness. Because obviously I was correct. So, I am the most intelligent person on this planet. These retards don't hold Bitcoin. They're lesser than me. And then it ends up being this kind of a very weird, a very weird sort of mental thing.
They thought that in 2021, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did, sir. Yes, they did.
They think that every time.
These are some of the most arrogant people I've ever met. And that's why it's very important, when people are actually teaching about crypto. Again, I'm no expert here, man. I just call tops and bottoms. I'm no expert.
Still good, though.
I am a numerologist. That makes me an expert at almost everything by default. Except, what am I? Let me think. What can I do based off numerology? What can I do? That would take a long time to think.
No, what can't you do there?
That's what I'm trying. What can I do based off numerology? I guess it ain't going to help me. No, it'll help me to do that, too. I'll get back to you guys on that one. That's a long discussion. But when you look at people who are in this space, make sure they're not fucking in love with one girl.
Right.
Make sure they're not in love with one fucking bitch, because then they got emotionally involved, and then all of a sudden they want to sell, or they're saying no. You want people who are logical all the time. These two gentlemen have pumped my head with more fucking crypto talk in the past fucking 5-6 hours that I really care to think anymore about. But here's the point. I'm sure I'm the same way with numerology. Like, just shut the fuck up already with your numbers. Trust me, I get it, guys. I really do.
Make the picks and hurry up. Come
exactly. On. I get it, man. Actually, that probably work out better sometimes. But what I'm basically trying to tell you is you want people who are unemotional about it. I don't give a fuck who I bet on that week. Yep. I don't give a damn. See, there was a time where I used to be a Cleveland Browns fan. I know. There was a time where I used to be fans. I have no fans anymore. I'm GG33. I don't give a fuck what team. The team I bet on today is the team I bet against tomorrow. Why? Because I'm logical about this.
Right.
And in any space, you want people who are logical. So again, I've heard it for fucking years. Gary, let me in the GG33 gold. I want big houses. No, you're not getting in GG33 gold. That's 22 fucking racks. And that's a service I provide for the people in gold that got the top people in crypto. Yep. But see, they're not out here going to teach you how to put stuff in a wallet. They're just going to make calls. That's what my people do. They just make calls. These individuals are doing what you've been asking me to do for years. Gary, how do I open a wallet? I don't give a fuck. I don't know that shit. I got other people doing that shit for me. Okay? But you as a person might want to know exactly how to do it. You as a person might want to know every single in and out of crypto. Go to them.
Yep.
Go to them. I already vetted them. There's been plenty of people I talk to who know these people. They do not lose consistent money. Yes, everyone loses sometimes, even I lose. But they are winners, okay? I know what a winner is. They are winners. So again, if you want to learn crypto, go to them. I put the link on my Twitter account. You guys, if this is what you want to do, then you want teachers. Just like if you're in numerology, why the fuck would you go to anyone else? You got to go to me. Right. That's how it works. That's how everything is done. I'm telling you, with crypto, go over here. Or give me 22 racks. You might get in GG33 gold. And maybe if you pass the interview, you can talk to Big House. Until then, I think you're better off with 998 than these guys.
There you go.
Good stuff. And there's a couple questions in the chat, right? Like, can you pay your credit card with Bitcoin? Can you buy groceries with Bitcoin? Actually, the answer is yes.
Yeah, you can.
But you have to.
But should you?
Well, I bought my. Okay, I'll give a short story on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, you have to. There's like, it depends on who accepts it, right? So there's a lot more people accepting it now. So in most places, it is possible. One story, I guess, is when I was living in Tokyo, right? There's a store.
You've been around.
Yeah, I was living there for about 10 years. Good times.
What's a white boy doing in Tokyo?
I was
nothing but trouble.
Well, first, I went there in my mid-20s to have a good time, party, all that stuff, right? So I was an English teacher, easiest job in the world, but I was using that to travel, right? And then I ended up becoming a headhunter / corporate recruiter, so helping basically Japanese domestic companies find international talent to expand overseas, or Japanese talent within Japan, or foreign talent within Japan that could, communicate basically outside of Japan for them, stuff like that, right? And help hiring everything from IT support to CEOs. So that's what I was doing before.
You would help hire CEOs?
Yeah, the last company that I hired a CEO for was actually the last position before I quit, which was a company called TeamViewer.
So you would hire someone who essentially would be your boss?
No, CEOs for my client's company. I was
Gotcha.
A headhunter basically is
just making sure, guys, because I know I get that question.
Right.
Just making sure.
Like an agency.
That makes sense.
Right. But no, so speaking about that, there's a place called Bic Camera in Tokyo. It's basically like a Best Buy, but they also have like home supplies, all that type of thing, right? And so you could basically go buy groceries there, you could buy alcohol there, you could buy electronics there, you could buy ramen there, and you could live off of Bitcoin because they accept it at the cash register, right? I used Bitcoin to buy my computer, which I started my YouTube channel on. Right? I think it cost me at the time about $0.25 of a Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin gets to $100,000, that computer is going to have cost me $25,000.
You can't think of stuff like
that. But, I mean, I built my whole business on it. I built my whole YouTube channel on it. So, of course, that investment has paid off. Right? So, but I wanted to see if I could do it. And then I wanted to see in the future, would that bet have paid off? And it did. Right. Yeah. So you can use Bitcoin in different ways. It's just you have to figure out who will accept it and then which way you want to use it.
Yeah. Okay. But I typically tell people don't use it to buy stuff, right? It's more like buy stuff with the profits when you finally sell out and take some profit, you then convert some of that into dollars and then send it to your bank account, and now you have money. But typically you don't want to spend crypto at all, because what will happen is you'll spend, like, let's just say as an example, you spend $10,000 of a coin, and then that coin's at $5 or $6 a few years later, and you're like, oh my God.
Only buy assets, things that you know are going to be profitable for you. It's like if you buy something that's a liability, I mean, you're just going to lose.
It's just going to lose. Now, the one time you should spend crypto and stuff is when the prices are really high and you're up a lot of money.
Right.
That's when, because, I mean...
That's when they tell you the honey badger don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Like, it's that's how they think too. And then one other thing, look, I have no problems with Bitcoiners, but what ends up happening, and I've seen this happen with guys who stack a lot of gold and silver, is that you are no longer judged by your actions or by the type of person you are. You are judged by how much gold you have. So it's like, I have 400 Bitcoin. Damn it, I only have 25, so I guess you are a better human than me. Like, I mean, and then it becomes sort of this weird thing where, like...
So billionaires are the best people?
I mean, if
under that logic.
Under that logic. So, I mean, you show a Bitcoin billionaire to somebody, and then some of these Bitcoiners get on their hands and knees ready to suck dick.
Yep.
A lot of them end up dead in Puerto Rico, too.
Oh, yeah. The founder of Maker got...
Yep.
Yeah, that was another stablecoin that was basically it was on its way to become the top stablecoin in crypto, and
government couldn't have that.
No, the government couldn't have that. They in Puerto Rico, he got killed in Puerto Rico, and they bought enough shares or enough coins of Maker over time that they voted in and they bastardized the coin. It used to be an Ethereum only backed stablecoin. Now they added Tether and USDC. Oh, look at that magic coins! I could turn things off. Look at that.
Shocking.
Whoa, no way.
You're a conspiracy theorist.
I've got my tin hat somewhere.
All right, guys. How do people reach you?
Yeah, so if they want to join the course, I don't know if it's in the description of this video or basically there's a link. There. Okay, so there's a link basically that we labeled GG33. Make sure if you're going to get into the course, which I think you should, press that link if it's in the description below. Then there you go. If they want to find out some of our free content, I did do an interview with the CEO of Thor, or not the CEO, one of the developers and core developers of ThorSwap. So if people want to learn more about that, Miguel's got some videos too. So if for mine, come over to cultivatecrypto.com on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Pretty much every social media platform is the same name. I think similar for Miguel.
Yeah, you can follow me at Dog Crypto, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And best place to give me a DM is probably Twitter. And yeah, man, like we're gonna be doing all kinds of shows and stuff over time. But as soon as Tuesday rolls around and stuff at midnight, we're off of YouTube. We're gonna become fully committed to educating our guys and teaching our guys. And the only way to reach us is basically probably if you can hit up GG, but good luck with that. But it's going to be only if you take the next crypto mindset course. We have a lot of people in there already, and you only got a couple more days. So
I'm gonna do something.
Yes.
When one of my guys sign up for your course, I'm gonna throw in GG33 Academy for a month as well.
Nice.
So anyone who signs up for their course will get GG33 Academy for a month as well. That's probably the best deal you can get when it comes to knowledge and knowing how to make money.
Yep. Just make sure when you do it, you click the link that you've provided them, and then the link says, it says Crypto Mindset Course Q3 GG33.
Yep. People will figure it out.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that
let's update it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, it was a pleasure doing this. I've done this in Vegas a couple times with you.
Yep.
Now we're doing it in Miami. God knows where else we're gonna find each other. But at the end of the day, let's make as much money as possible and fuck the government. Peace. All right, cut it off.